I know I may try and act like it a lot, but I'm far from the smartest tool in the shed, and that is extremely well demonstrated by the slight mix-up I've made with today's episode of Starsick. Also, not to interrupt myself only a couple of seconds into the video or anything, but that is a very ironic name, considering I'm actually sick right now. I don't know if you can tell in my voice, but I'm very congested, and I have a rather bad cough. So if I sound a little off in today's episode, then that's why. But yes, as I was saying, I am not the smartest tool in the shed. In fact, I'd reckon I'm far from it. And that's demonstrated by the error I've made when recording today's episode of Starsick. You see, I have this thing that I do where I get really excited to film an episode of Starsick, but I just don't have the time. So quite often, I will record the time-lapse for that episode, that usually plays at the beginning, before I actually record the episode. And of course, that wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the fact that sometimes, on a very rare occasion, like in today's episode, I'll forget that I've already done the ow. Some people, am I right? Imagine interrupting someone as amazing as me while I'm trying to do an intro to a video. That's just not on. That's just not how these things work. But anyway, just to cut to the chase so I don't drag this out any longer than it has to be, today's episode of Starsick has not one, but 2 time-lapses, because I recorded the time-lapse for today's episode, but then I didn't actually record this episode for about 6 months. So, yeah. 2 time-lapses in one video. There's going to be a lot of progress between the last episode of Starsick and this one. I hope you don't mind too much, but anyway. To get into today's video, I think we're going to start off with the first time-lapse, which, if my memory serves me correctly, is that room, just, that I'm sorting out. This room here. I don't want to turn and spoil it just yet, you might have already caught a glimpse of it, but this room that I'm entering now, this is the one that we're going to time-lapse, so, yeah. But yeah, before this thing kills me, I think we should hop into the time-lapse, so, let's go. Look at that. Oh, isn't that beautiful? This place looks absolutely amazing. And even though it's been 6 months since I recorded that time-lapse, I still haven't filled in the floor. But that aside, I mean, look at this place. It's absolutely beautiful. You know, we've got room for expansion this way, we've got room for expansion over there, and we've even got room for expansion over here, not to mention the alcoves that we have over here, over there, and over here. With my friend Ratus, who I captured this little guy a while ago. I did it purely because he has a Santa hat. I mean, look at how cute that thing is. He is so adorable. But unfortunately, just to bring the mood down slightly, I've actually forgotten what my original plans with this base were. You see, back when I was first designing this base, I was heavily inspired by the Dreaming City from Destiny. I don't know if that's something I've mentioned before. I don't know if that's something that I brought up previously. I've just said that twice. Like I said, I'm sick, so please give me a little bit of leeway when it comes to commentary. I'm trying my best, guys. Please, I'm trying my best. But yes, as I was saying, when I first built this place, I was heavily inspired by the Dreaming City from the game Destiny. And the original plan for this place was I was going to have this winding, sort of underground Starlight Temple. And I even had the plans for the corridors already worked out. In fact, that was going to be next episode's time-lapse, before I took a 6-month break from the series and completely forgot what I was doing. And while that is something we can still do, it's no longer at the forefront of my mind. In fact, what is at the forefront of my mind is quite different than the original base plan that I had in mind. And to show you that, we need to take a trip outside. So you might have seen a glimpse of this in the introduction while I was doing my disclaimer about the 2 time-lapse thing, but this place looks a lot different than you might have last seen it. And the most notable thing is probably going to be that the base, our original place that had the small astral temple and that had our waystone, is completely taken over by another nearly identical copy of our Starlight Temple. That's the original over there, if you couldn't tell from the mountain behind it. And where is that phantom? I can hear it following me, but I can't see it. There it is. Oh yeah, I also have a really overpowered sword now. I got it while I was doing this to the area, and I think if you've got a keen enough eye, you can actually see it in the time-lapse, which we'll play in a minute. But yes, as you can probably tell, this place is a lot different than we last left off. And the idea that I've had for our little base here has also changed a lot since I recorded the time-lapse for that interior. Now, I don't honestly know why I'm stalling playing the second time-lapse. I think it might just be because I don't want to play 2 time-lapses so close to each other, but I feel like in order to get the most out of this experience, and in order for you to understand what I'm going for as best you can here, I should just play the second time-lapse now. So, yeah. Here we go, second time-lapse of the episode, and we're only like, what, 5 minutes in? Let's go! Woo! And there we go. That is the second time lapse, and that brings you up to date with the latest things that I've done to the base. Oh, hello. Oh god, no, I don't want to deal with you right now. We don't do that here. How did you even spawn, actually, now that I think about it? I've lit this place up with so many torches, and granted it doesn't cover the whole area, but you came from down there. How did you manage to spawn when we're this lit up? You know what? Whatever. Anyway, as I was saying, as tempting as it is to sort of continue base building in this session, I don't want to, purely for the reason that that's not what this series is about. The base building is, you know, it's a nice sort of motif to put into an episode. It's not what this series is about. This series is about astral sorcery, and so sorcery of the astral we shall do. How's that for rhyming, eh? Oh god, there's another mob down there, isn't there? Sneak attack! This sword is really powerful. Now, my memory is admittedly a little hazy on where we finished off in the last session of Starsick, because, I mean, to be completely honest, like I said, it was 6 months ago, and, you know, I struggle to remember things that happened last week, so I think it'd be best for all of us if I just had a little flip through our astral tome over here, and just figured out, sort of, where we left off. That, my friends, is the Starlight Attunement tab of the astral tome, and that is also where I believe we last left off. And that is a phantom. Can you not leave me alone for 5 minutes? Rapscallions. I remember exactly where we left off, and exactly what we were working towards. Now, I don't know how many of you are caught up with the main series that we have on this channel, Anhedonia. You know, if you're not, just, you might want to hop on over there, you know, you might want to check out where things are going, but the main reason for delving into astral sorcery comes from the fact that we are wanting to perform a ritual that will allow us to stop mobs from spawning in a certain area, because it has really protective effects on the landscape around it. But the main goal that we have right now in the series is putting up a force field around our base to protect us from, well, the Martyr. And in order to do that, we're having to dip into astral sorcery because, as you might have guessed, astral sorcery provides exactly the type of defense that we're looking for, in the form of a ritual. And in order to perform rituals, we need the ritual pedestal, we need possibly a ritual accelerator, and more than that, we need to attune crystals. And all of that starts, I believe, with Starlight Attunement, which is the tab I just read out. And as this book quite clearly states, in order to attune a crystal that, to be honest, I feel like we're skipping a step here because we don't actually know how to make our own yet, but in order to attune those crystals that we don't technically have yet, we need to craft an attunement altar, which requires a rock crystal, 2 star metal ingots, 4 ruined marble, or I guess ruined marble, I know I keep messing up the pronunciation of that, sorry, and an astral relay, along with 2 aquamarine. Now, we have the ability to make all of this, especially because in the last session, we finally figured out how to focus starlight using mirrors, which I believe we had set up all the way over there. It's a little awkward having to fly past this massive monolithic structure to get to the crystal now, because well, I mean, I was so used to the smaller temple, but yeah, the crystal's still here, and if we hop down here, our mirrors are still in place, and so is the end stone that we managed to generate using the channeled starlight. Now again, my memory is admittedly quite hazy when it comes to how all of this works, but if I'm remembering correctly, in order to generate star metal ore, which gives us star metal ingots, I believe we have to put iron ore in the path of this channeled starlight. So if we quickly look around for some iron ore, we should be able to plop it down here and have it transmute. And even though we sealed it off quite some time ago, I know exactly where we can find some iron ore. If my memory serves me correctly, the cave should be right under here. Here we go. I knew this place would come in handy. Ah, now that is something I forgot about. Hold on, can we turn this back into star metal ingots? Let me just, yeah, we can turn this back into star metal ingots. Okay, so never mind, we don't actually have to go down there to find any iron. We can just use the leftover star metal blocks that I had to generate to build this interior. Because, I don't know how many of you picked up on it, since between the time-lapse and the recording of the session, I actually got a custom resource pack for Astral Sorcery. This is pure star metal. Like, this is star metal blocks. Granted, this is star metal being put into a framed slab, which allows it to be half the size of a regular block, which would be this, but it's still star metal. Same as the accents to this this gateway here, which, now that I'm looking at it, I don't think is actually finished, so I should probably do that before the end of this episode. But yeah, we have an abundance of star metal, and I just completely blanked on it, because I remember when I was setting up for the time-lapse, I legitimately just took a star metal block, left it in a condenser overnight, and then I just had a surplus, and I'm pretty sure I, like, threw away the rest of it, because I just had so much that it was taking up too much room in my chests. First world problems, I know, but anyway, we've been sidetracked slightly here. We need to focus on making that attunement altar. So, if we just drop into this starlight crafting altar, which we made in the last session, we should be able to lay this out ready. So, star metal goes there, and then we need runed marble, which I believe we have in one of these chests. Arch, chiseled, pillar, smooth. Oh no, don't tell me we've run out of runed marble. Hopefully there's some left over in the schematic cannon chests. Let's see, we've got engraved marble, marble pillars, again, regular marble. We've got a lot of earth slime dirt, which came from the destruction of the slime island that was up there. I don't know how many of you noticed that. We've got marble brick, marble brick, marble brick. Come on, don't tell me we don't have any ruined marble. Marble brick, glass, and sooty marble. Okay, I guess we're out of ruined marble. It's time to go marble hunting. Now, I believe, if memory serves me correctly, which apparently is my catchphrase for this entire session at this point, there was a temple over in that direction that we never fully harvested. So let's just pop on over there and see if they've got any ruined marble left over. God, I find it so hard to say ruined marble at the best of times, but when I'm stuffed up like this, it becomes so much harder to say ruined marble. It's getting on my own nerves at this point. I can't wait until I feel better. Oh, now this is a disappointment. It appears my memory did not serve me correctly, because, there's no ruined marble here. It's all been harvested. It's all been taken, which means we have got to go looking for another monument, because oh no. Was this here last time? I don't remember this being here last time. It could just be me having a bad memory, but I don't trust this. Ever since we discovered that the martyr is an actual threat, I don't trust random waystones in the middle of nowhere anymore, so I'm gonna hold on to this in hopes that that's the only one in the area. But that aside, time to go hunting for more of those. I wonder if I call out for the temple like I did the chicken in like a couple of sessions ago, if it'll actually appear for me. I mean, it's worth a shot, you know. Might as well. Well, it's not an astral temple, but a half-buried gate to Gehenna is always something that I can pick up. God damn it. Here, Tempe, 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 Tempe. Here, Tempe, 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 Tempe. Well, it's not an astral temple, but, a meteorite isn't exactly an unlucky find either. I mean, I no longer really have a use for them, since, again, if you're keeping up with the main series, we have a computer system now, but, I'm not gonna say no to pilfering a bloody meteorite. These things are insane, and it won't let me Philosopher's Stone my way in. God damn it. Here, Tempe, 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 Tempe. Here, Tempe, 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 Tempe. Come out, wherever you are. I only want to steal your runes. I'm not gonna hurt you. Okay, well, this isn't a ruined temple. I mean, a ruined marble or an astral temple, but I haven't seen this type of tree before. What's this? What's it growing? Baobab fruit. What the hell is baobab fruit? Let me just, let me put the rune forge up here. Let me harvest some of this. Huh. Not bad. I'm actually going to grab some saplings from this tree, because it doesn't look great, but it also doesn't look bad either. And I feel like I could probably incorporate it into my builds at some point. So, you know, let's grab some saplings while we're here. There we go. 5 saplings should hopefully be enough. But while I was doing that, and you might have noticed this as well, this caught my eye from the corner of my eye. Again, I am sick. Please excuse the fact that my brain apparently is just choosing to not work properly today. But those of you that have been playing Minecraft long enough will know what this is. Although that lag spike's certainly unexpected. But this is... well, this is what happens when you, sort of import an old world into a new version of the game. Or at least that's one way that you can generate it. This is, the border of the old world. To explain it in a way that you'd probably find it easy to understand, all of this earth here that looks normal, this was generated when we first made the world. Anything past that point that was never generated before is a new chunk. So after updating the mod pack, this is generating completely separately from this part of the world, if that makes sense. Basically, in areas like this, that are obviously new additions to the world, we will find things that weren't in the original mod pack. So I suppose our temple hunt has an extra layer of, mystery to it. After all, these are brand new chunks. We have no idea what to expect. So let's get hunting, shall we? But before we do go hunting, I actually want to take some saplings from these trees as well, because unlike the baobab saplings that I got purely because it's really rare to see a baobab apparently, these are just really pretty, and to me, I like pretty trees, so yeah, we're gonna take their saplings. Let's throw out the saddleroot seeds, let's throw out the tomato seeds, let's throw out the wheat seeds, let's throw out the weed seeds, let's throw out the peanut seeds, let's throw out the blackberries. We can keep the enchanted logs. Let's throw out the bones. Okay, we've got enchanted saplings, that's good. Let's throw out... let's get rid of the phantom membrane, since we have an abundance of these. And let's get rid of the wilden wing, because again we have an abundance of those. So now we both have a stack of green and blue enchanted logs, as well as some blue and green enchanted saplings. Now the rest of this doesn't seem to want to leave me alone, so I'm going to have to find some way to dispose of these. Because, this beam that's constantly in my face is, to put it lightly, very annoying. Oh, is that a temple I spot? Yes, it is. Okay, what do we have here? We've got chiseled marble, marble pillars, marble brick, smooth marble, and a sea lantern, and apparently a phantom, because they just don't want to seem to leave me alone. Is that all of them? Are you done? Talk about going mad. I'm literally just yelling at the sky now. I need to get off this rock. But the rather fun pastime of sky yelling aside, it would appear that this temple doesn't actually contain any runed marble. And it's only now coming to me in my mind that I'm pretty sure you can craft runed marble. So let me just check on something real quick. Oh, would you look at that? Runed marble can be crafted. I have been looking for some runed marble for the better part of an hour. And, turns out you can craft it. An hour. The better part of an hour. And I could have just crafted it. So anyway, let's head back to our astral temple, where we've got a ritual to perform. Although, just to make a quick pit stop on the way, I saw these two buildings that look highly irregular in the nearby village, and I kinda just want to check them out, because I don't believe I've seen these in the regular chunks, and that means that they are new. So I just want to quickly look around and see what's what. But first, let me put all of this excess stuff in the chest, because I hate the fact that it's following me. Let's see what you are, shall we? How do I take you? A bestiary. The 13th Drifter has made the advancement Book of Monsters. A small tattered note clings to the binding of the bestiary. It reads, "This manuscript is meant to be a guide to those who like to inform themselves about the greatest wonders in this supernatural realm. It will cover some of the basics of designing tools, armor, and weapons to tracking, hunting, and learning about mysterious creatures." The bestiary then goes on to describe supernatural changes in the generation of the world, starting with strange ores. This is Ice and Fire. This has been in the mod, or the mod pack, rather, since the beginning. And we've never encountered this. I believe I may have also just encountered a visual bug, because there's no longer a bestiary in that totem, but, it's still there. That aside, though, I'm gonna leave the bestiary here for now. Mainly because I just don't have the inventory space to carry it all. And also because this place just... I need a reason to come back, because this is very interesting. It appears this is how you were supposed to create one of those bestiaries. But this is all very interesting, and I don't want to forget this. So I'm going to actually leave a waypoint here. And, you know, the bestiary as well, just so I have a reason to come back. So if we just mark this village down as Ice and Fire starting point... I know, a very creative name for this village. And hit accept. There we go. We should have a waypoint now. There it is. Ice and Fire starting point. Anyway, distractions aside, let's finally head home. Here we are. Home sweet home. Yeah. So, how many of you remember that time-lapse from earlier? Well, after that time-lapse was done, I may have done some editing to the shape of the mountain, and I may have forgotten to, finish putting that together. But that aside, we are now home, and we also now have our runed marble, which means we can finally move on with the ritual that we were trying to do at the beginning of this session. So let's just plop this down here, 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 and here. And now let's go look for the other ingredients. Okay, so the last three things we need are the astral relay, a rock crystal, and 2 aquamarine. Now we can get the aquamarine really easily, and the rock crystal is something that we can find. However, we're going to have to wait until night time, so I believe our next step should be to get the astral relay, which thankfully is a pretty simple craft. It's just marble, some planks, some gold nuggets, and a glass lens. So let's quickly get that sorted, shall we? Okay, there's the gold. Let's turn that into golden nuggets. There's our rock crystal, which is actually a lot more powerful than I remember it being, but since I can't seem to find the thing that helps me find the rock crystals, I guess it'll have to do for now. And here is our aquamarine. Ba 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 ba. And while we don't have any glass panes, it looks like we do in fact have some glass in the system, which means we can make glass panes. So let's grab some of those. And now let's return to our Starlight Alter, or whatever it's called, so that we can actually make the glass lens thing that we need. I know I used to get all antsy about it getting nighttime when I don't need it to be, or having it be daytime when I need it to be nighttime, but ever since I've adopted this new sort of recording style for Starsick, it doesn't really bother me as much, and that actually makes me happy, because it means I'm not as stressed when I film these sort of things. But anyway, as you can see, we've got quite a bit of starlight power, which means we can now make ourselves, if I can find it, the astral relay. So, gold nuggets and glass lens, and the glass lens is aquamarine surrounding some glass panes. So if we put the glass pane up here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, we then get ourselves the lens. However, I am still missing my wand, and I don't know where I put it, so bear with me for a moment while I go find my wand. Nope, 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 nuh-uh, nope, no, nope, nah, nope, nope, nuh-uh, yet, nine, nope, nuh-uh, nope, 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 nuh-uh, nope, 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 and no. I have literally just checked every chest that we have, and my wand isn't in any of them. And now that I think about it, neither is my backpack, so I am very confused about where that could have gone. I mean, I found my linking tool, but that's not what I'm after. I found my cutting tool, but again, not what I'm after. Okay, so it's not in the computer either. I guess there's one other place I can check? No, oh my god. Well, it's not what I was looking for, but I found out where all my excess star metal ended up. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, when I was doing the first time-lapse to build the interior of the Astral Temple, I had to EMC a lot of star metal. And I guess this is where it all ended up, along with my peaches, which I don't even remember EMCing, come to think of it, but I'll take some anyway. Nope. 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 And nope. Okay, so it's not at my Britannia hut either. This is literally everything I own. There is no possible way it could be anywhere else. Which means I think I've got to make a new wand. Which is absolutely ridiculous, but whatever, we can do that, I guess. Okay, now, if the book is telling the truth, which I have no reason to believe it wouldn't, if I put this ender pearl here, I will be able to get myself a new wand. Or not. Okay, never mind. I've forgotten how to make a wand. Okay, so after having looked through the Astral Tome again, I believe in order to actually make a wand, I'm going to have to break this structure and take my Starlight Crafting Altar back over to the crystal, and then have the crystal pour starlight onto it? Again, it was so long ago when I last had to do this, I genuinely do not remember. But it's worth a shot, so let's just do that and hop over to the crystal. And, well, I mean, it's got full red, so there we go on that one. Marble, marble, aquamarine, aquamarine, and an ender pearl. And that has the resonating wand, but it's not working. And I believe it's because this isn't a completed structure. Because this particular table requires a completed structure. Okay, it's nighttime, and the wand is available, but I don't remember how you get it out, because you need the wand to get things out of the table, but you can't take the wand out of the table without having a wand, right? It would appear that the theme of today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, is that I am not the smartest tool in the shed. Can you f*** off? It would appear, ladies and gentlemen, that today's theme really is that I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. Let me just show you something real quick. Something very, very important. You see, when I open up Discovery, and when I open up Resonating Wand, do you notice something interesting about this page? Something that, from a lot of other pages like this, is missing. That's right, there's no sparkle in the top right corner. Which means that you don't need to make this in a luminous crafting table or any other form of astral crafting table. You can make the resonating wand inside of a regular crafting table. I swear to God. And there we go. We should have now just made ourselves a glass lens. Now, I don't know why I didn't save any of these. I saved a crystal lens, like the thing that you bounce the starlight off of. But apparently I just never bothered to save an actual just lens, like a lens. So, you know, that's my fault, I guess. But yeah, the sun is now starting to rise, so we've got to wait until nightfall again. Okay, and here we go. I have the pattern already laid out, with the wooden planks on either side of the marble, and the glass lens above the marble, and the 2 gold nuggets on either side. So yeah, still a bit of a waiting game on that one. Let me just chill here until night approaches, shall I? Okay, and it is now officially nighttime, so once this is charged up enough, which I believe it already has, we should be able to craft the relay. So if we just hit this now, there we go, Astral Relay, absolutely lovely. And now we use that in the final piece of the puzzle to craft the Attunement Alter. So we take the ruined marble, put one there, 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 and there. We take our star metal ingots and we put one there and there. We take our astral relay and put that there. We take 2 more aquamarine and put one there and there. And then last but not least, we take our rock crystal and we put it there. And that is the perfect piece of the puzzle. It's completely done. We just have to wait for the starlight to generate this far, which I hope it's going to be able to do, because if not, that means we're going to have to up and oust this, this little, I guess, what do we call this? This altar, and move it all the way over there to where there's an area of higher fossic resonance.
Or rather, that would have been my plan had I not gone and taken an hour's immediately after saying that, giving my brain ample time to come up with a much better solution.
I have a new plan. One that doesn't require me moving my entire setup. Do you see this? Right here, this astral relay. I was just thinking of it as an ingredient in a crafting recipe. But these things are very useful You see, this little tiny device that I currently hold in my hands is actually an amplification device, if that wasn't already given away by the name. Now, if memory serves me correctly, there is a 16 block limit on how far these things can be positioned. 15, 16. It can go here. And then we build the structure around it. So let's get to that. Shablooey. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. And shabooey. And kablooey. Do. Okay, so that's Astral Relay 1 and Astral Relay 2 set up. Now I should point out that these aren't currently active because Astral Relays actually require, they require glass panes in them. Not these type of glass panes, but the special ones that you use to create Astral Relays. These ones, the glass lenses. You actually have to put them in order to have these things turn on. So we will have to craft more of those. But, until then, let's set up the rest of these.
For the record, immediately after I said that, I proceeded to do something that wasn't that, which was instead just experiment with trying to link them together, and I never ended up building any more of them, so, yeah, there's just 2 of them for now.
Both of them are working now. Let's see how much of a boost that actually provides. Oh, that provides a boog boost! Oh-hoo-hoo-hoo! Okay, so now that we have enough starlight, even though it is draining because it's, it's becoming daytime now, we can put the crafting recipe, finally, back into the Starlight Crafting Altar, guys. So, we need Ruined Marble, Star Metal, our Rock Crystal, and some Aquamarine. Let's get this show on the road. Okay, well, there we go. We have the recipe in. Now, it's just a matter of waiting for night again. Well, guys, I'll see you on the other side. Unfortunately, no time-lapse this time, but we are back, and it is night time, and we have exactly enough starlight we need to craft this thing. So before it starts going down, let's give this a bippity-boppity a booyah. That's a really big, like, SFX thing. SFX? VFX. Graphic. It's a big beam of light. There. Since my mouth can't decide what to say. But we have it now. We have our Attunement Alter. Look at this thing. Looks kind of weird, actually. But we have it now, which is great. It's got no usable interface, so I'm assuming it's something that you're supposed to, like... Well, you're not supposed to do that, but I assume you're supposed to do something else with it. So let's just pick this up. I need a better pickaxe. Skadoosh! There we go. And with that step out of the way, I believe that's a good place to end it here, because the next step is setting up the actual structure that this thing requires. And I mean, look at how big that is. That thing's huge. It doesn't look too complicated, but it still looks very big. So, yeah, I think that's a good place to leave off this session. What do you guys think? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's session of Starsick. I nearly said Anadonia then. But if you did, make sure to do all of your standard YouTube rituals, leave a like, a comment, a subscription, perhaps, if you're feeling oh so generous, and make sure to check out the other videos on the channel, as well as the rest of the Outcast Studios family in the description down below. Again, I'm sorry for how sort of all over the place this episode is. I tried to come in with sort of a plan on what I wanted to do, and even though we did successfully create the Astral Relay, or the Attunement Alter, sorry, I know this episode was still rather chaotic. Part of that's because I am sick, and the other part is because of the time-lapse issue that I had at the start of the session, where I recorded the time-lapse and then waited 6 months to record the actual episode. But from now on, things should be smooth sailing as, well, I mean, not to break the timeline or anything, but Anadonia Season 1 is officially over now. The series is on hiatus, so I'm going to have a lot more time to dedicate to Starsick. But yeah, with all of that out of the way, case I don't see you next time, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. And I will see you later, guys. I love you. Bye-bye.